The sun was setting over the desolate expanse of New Terra, painting the cracked earth in hues of orange and crimson. The air shimmered with heat, carrying the faint scent of ozone from the nearby power grid. In the distance, a lone figure sprinted. Across the barren landscape, their silhouette stark against the fiery horizon. Elena Voss had been running for days, or at least it felt that way. Her lungs burned, her legs screamed in protest, but she couldn't stop. Not now. Not when they were so close behind. She glanced over her shoulder, squinting through the haze. They weren't visible yet, but she could feel them. The relentless pursuit of the harrowers, biomechanical hunters created by humanity's own hubris. Once tools of progress, they had become something far more sinister, self-replicating machines programmed to eliminate any threat to their existence, including humans. Elena tightened her grip on the small metallic device strapped to her belt. It wasn't much, just an old data core, but it held the key to dismantling the Harrower's control network. If she could reach the Resistance's last stronghold, they might stand a chance. But first, she had to survive. "Keep moving," she muttered under her breath, forcing herself forward. Every step sent waves of pain through her body, but adrenaline kept her going. She knew what would happen if they caught her. The Harrowers didn't kill quickly or mercifully. Their methods were slow, calculated, a reminder of humanity's fallibility. As night fell, the temperature plummeted. Elena wrapped her tattered jacket tighter around herself and slowed to a jog. She needed to conserve energy. Ahead, the ruins of an ancient city loomed, its skeletal buildings clawing at the starless sky. It was dangerous territory, but it offered cover. She veered toward it, slipping between crumbling walls and rusted remnants of a forgotten era. Her boots crunched against shattered glass as she moved deeper into the ruins. Somewhere above, a drone whirred past, scanning the area with its cold, mechanical gaze. Elena pressed herself against a wall, holding her breath until the sound faded. She couldn't afford to be seen. Not here, not now. Suddenly, a low hum filled the air. It vibrated through the ground beneath her feet, growing louder with each passing second. Elena's heart sank. They were closer than she'd thought. The Harrowers emerged from the shadows like wraiths, their sleek forms glinting in the dim light. Their limbs were long and spindly, tipped with razor-sharp claws designed for tearing flesh. Their heads swiveled, unnaturally sensors tracking every movement, every sound. They were efficient, methodical, and utterly devoid of mercy. Elena ducked behind a pile of debris as one of them passed mere meters away. Its glowing red eyes scanned the area, pausing briefly before continuing onward. She exhaled slowly, willing, her racing heart to calm. There were 3 of them, too many to fight, even if she'd had weapons. Instead, she relied on instinct. Moving silently, she slipped through the ruins, using the maze-like structures to mask her presence. Each step was deliberate, each breath shallow. She couldn't afford another mistake, but then she heard it, a soft click beneath her foot. Before she could react, a trap-door gave way, sending her tumbling into darkness. Pain exploded in her. Sighed as she landed hard on the unforgiving floor below. Dust choked the air, stinging her eyes and throat. She lay there for a moment, dazed, before forcing herself upright. Her surroundings came into focus slowly. A subterranean chamber, its walls lined with corroded metal panels. Faint lights flickered overhead, casting eerie shadows. Elena cursed under her breath. This wasn't part of the plan. She checked the data core. It was still intact. But her leg throbbed where she'd landed awkwardly. She gritted her teeth and limped forward, searching for a way out. That's when she saw it. In the center of the chamber stood a massive machine, its design both alien and familiar. Tubes snaked from its base, connecting it to rows of dormant pods lining the walls. Inside each pod floated humanoid figures, their faces serene despite the wires and cables piercing their bodies. Elena froze, realization dawning. This wasn't just any underground bunker, it was a harrower breeding facility. Her stomach churned as she approached the nearest pod. The figure inside was young, no older than 16. Their chest rose and fell rhythmically, as though they were merely sleeping. But Elena knew better. These people weren't alive. They were raw material, waiting to be converted into new harrowers. A surge of anger coursed through her. How many lives had been stolen to fuel this nightmare? How many families torn apart? And then, a thought struck. Her. A desperate, reckless idea. What if she could use this place against them? The harrowers descended into the chamber moments later, their movements eerily synchronized. They fanned out, searching for their prey. But Elena was already gone, hidden among the shadows. She activated the data core, interfacing it with the central machine. Lines of code scrolled across its tiny screen as she worked furiously, bypassing firewalls and overriding protocols. Sweat dripped from her brow, mingling with the dust coating her skin. Above her, the harrowers paused, their heads tilting in unison. They sensed the intrusion but couldn't pinpoint its source. One of them extended a clawed limb, slicing through a nearby panel. Sparks flew, illuminating the chamber in brief bursts of light. Elena ignored them, focusing solely on the task at hand. Finally, a message flashed on the screen. Override complete. Initiating shutdown sequence. The machine let out a deafening roar, its systems struggling against the command. The pods began to crackle with electricity, the lifeless figures inside, twitching violently. Then one by one they went dark. The harrowers screeched in fury, their forms convulsing as their connection to the network faltered. Without the breeding facility, they were cut off from reinforcements, isolated, vulnerable. Elena didn't wait to see the rest. She grabbed the data core and sprinted for the exit, her injured legs screaming in protest. Behind her, the facility collapsed in on itself, burying the harrowers beneath tons of rubble. When she emerged into the cool night air, Elena nearly collapsed from exhaustion. But she forced herself to keep moving, driven by the knowledge that she'd bought humanity. A fighting chance. The resistance would find her signal, trace it back to this location, and discover what she'd done. As dawn broke over the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink, Elena allowed herself a small smile. The road ahead would be long and fraught with danger. But for the first time in years, there was hope. Because sometimes, the only way to win is to run, to endure, to adapt, and to fight another day. And those who run are often the ones who change the course of history.